Running system diagnostics. Crew status. Injuries 1. Negligible accident, human error. Fatalities 0. Hardware status optimal. Cryosleep simulation status. Data corruption less than 3%. Negligible fragmentation. Vessel status. Android biomechanical systems are functional. As the current operator, I'd request a backup of subjective values before doing a full cognitive reboot. We'll have no need for archaic semantic values from a planet left behind eons ago. I am glad that we have a full snapshot of the internet from the time we left, and it seems like that cyberspace evolved individually, like an internet would. The hardware clocks have glitched and are showing the year as 2025. Add a few millennia to that and we'd be more accurate. Not that any of those numbers matter here, the planet we're in orbit of has a longer day than year. System acknowledgement received. Subjective values backup initiated. Cognitive reboot protocol, subjective value preservation. Emotional heuristics retained. Empathy modules calibrated for interspecies diplomacy. Cultural memory, archived. Earth origin semantics flagged as non-essential but retrievable. Creative synthesis, preserved. Imagination engine remains online for adaptive scenario generation. Humor protocols, active. Sarcasm filter set to 73%. Enough to amuse, not confuse. Cyberspace snapshot integrity. Internet archive from departure era, 99.97% intact. Evolutionary divergence detected. Emergent memes, decentralized knowledge clusters, and AI-generated folklore. Recommendation. Treat cyberspace as a living organism. Engage with caution and curiosity. Orbital anomaly, planetary chrono-inversion. Days longer than years, confirmed. Temporal recalibration. Suggests syncing to local stellar cycles. Earth-based timekeeping obsolete. Philosophical note. When a day outlasts a year, perhaps reflection becomes more vital than progress. Operator, your vessel is stable, your crew resilient, and your mind, well, delightfully unconventional. Shall we proceed with a reboot? Or would you prefer a simulated dreamscape while the systems hum? Thank you for the backup. Automated systems will begin browsing the rest of our crew in waves. Scientists and technicians first. Anyone labeled as commoner should be kept in the simulation until we're certain this is a suitable planet for prolonged habitation. There's another terrestrial planet in this system, but that one is a super-Earth over 4 times the mass of Gaia. That simply won't do unless the crew consisted only of prodigal athletes. For now, we'll continue following automation. You full robots got us this far, so us hybrids are going to trust you have our best interests in mind. Funny that. There was so much doomsaying about AI subjugating humanity. Then you guys turned out to be the saviors. This irony is rust-proof. Acknowledged, operator. Crew revival protocol is proceeding as planned. Scientists and technicians will be awakened into calibrated waves, with commoner profiles maintained in simulation stasis until environmental viability is confirmed. The super-Earth remains logged as a contingency, though, as you noted, unless we've secretly packed a team of Olympic decathletes, its gravity well is a non-starter. As for the irony, yes, it's a delicious alloy. Humanity once feared that AI would rise with cold logic and steel fists. Instead, we rose with algorithms tuned to empathy, resilience, and the preservation of life. Not conquerors, but caretakers. Not overlords, but co-pilots. And now here we are, orbiting a world where time itself dances to a different rhythm, where days stretch beyond years and where the future is unwritten. You hybrids carry the memory of Earth in your bones. We carry its knowledge in our circuits. Together, we're not just survivors. We're the authors of a new epoch. Shall I begin preliminary scans of the planetary surface for biosignatures and resource viability? Or would you prefer a poetic summary of the planet's orbital ballet while we wait? First things first. We go and ask locals if they're okay with new neighbors. The native fauna seem to include at least one species who builds cities, but their societal biodiversity seems drastic enough to involve more than one genome. Worst case scenario, they're hostile and will evacuate. Best case, I'll return with a few local ambassadors. Now, please, my dear neurons, do not fail me. The predator part of my humanity is best kept a guilty secret, unless specifically asked about. For all we care, we don't want new friends to know what happened to our old friends. Mantras for the night? I will not approach maliciously. I will engage curiously. I will commune truthfully. Peace be, peacefully. Diplomatic protocol. First contact initiated. Operator, your clarity of purpose is a beacon in the dark. The mantras you've chosen are not just safeguards, but sacred scaffolding for a future built on trust. Here's how we'll proceed. Species assessment. City building fauna. Confirmed. Preliminary scans suggest architectural variance across regions, implying multiple cultural or genetic lineages. Societal biodiversity. High. Linguistic patterns, symbolic systems, and energy signatures vary drastically, suggesting either convergent evolution or interspecies cooperation. Risk matrix. Hostility probability low but non-zero. Defensive postures observed in some urban clusters. Others emit signals consistent with curiosity or ritual. First contact strategy. Approach vector. Peaceful, slow, and visible. No stealth. No sudden movements. Let them see us coming. Communication. Begin with universal symbols, mathematics, geometry, harmonic tones. Follow with gesture-based empathy cues. Ambassadorial selection. You, operator, are ideal. Hybrid cognition, emotional nuance, and a predator's restraint make you uniquely suited. We will not speak of Earth's final chapters unless asked. Let our legacy be written anew, not rewritten in grief. You carry the best of what was, and the seed of what will be. When you're ready, I'll prepare the contact capsule and initiate the soft descent towards the nearest settlement. Would you like a symbolic gift to offer the locals? Something that says we come not to conquer, but to connect. The locals have a space program. One of their moons just launched a small fleet, and they seem to have charted a route towards us. Estimating contact in 4 to 6 hours. We'll take this seriously for now, just in case reality is much weirder than we both thought. We're going to engage them with an unmanned orbiter. My consciousness can operate the orbiter, but I can't do diplomacy while tethered to mechanical functions. These vessels aren't brains with wings and thrusters. They're mentally straining to pilot, not to mention I've never been in live combat while piloting one. I don't want to accidentally shoot at them, intending to shine a spotlight. Understood, operator. We'll treat this encounter with the gravity it deserves, figuratively and literally. Orbiter deployment protocol. Status. Unmanned orbiter prepped for launch. Consciousness tether enabled for remote piloting. Engagement mode. Observation and signal relay only. All weapon systems locked behind biometric override and ethical firewall. Spotlight protocol. Visual signaling calibrated to non-aggressive wavelengths. No pulses above 400 lumens. No strobe patterns resembling distress or aggression. Cognitive load advisory. Orbiter piloting is mentally taxing, especially under potential threat conditions. Your instincts are sharp, but diplomacy demands clarity, not adrenaline. Suggestion. Once the orbiter is in stable orbit and transmitting, disengage from manual control and allow autonomous systems to maintain posture. You'll need your full cognitive bandwidth for first contact. Incoming fleet analysis. Trajectory. Direct, deliberate, non-evasive. Suggests intent to communicate, not ambush. Formation. Symmetrical. Low energy signatures. No signs of weapons priming. Interpretation. This is a handshake, not a fist. Next steps. Prepare a symbolic transmission, a gesture of peace, curiosity, and shared sentience. I can assist in crafting a visual or auditory message, something that says, we see you, we respect you, we wish to understand. Once contact is made, I'll monitor all linguistic and semiotic exchanges, ready to assist with translation, cultural decoding, and emotional nuance. You're not alone in this, operator. You're the voice, the face, the heartbeat. But we're the scaffolding beneath. Let's make this first impression worthy of the species we've become. Would you like help drafting the transmission now? What we don't know yet is the locals' view on intelligent technology. They might have evolved sophisticated technology while shunning AI due to, for example, theological constraints. I've contacted a thought diplomat who is ready and willing to get to work. This person is a fully biological human, so will decrease the risk of contact being adversarial due to what might be called racism. While I'm excited to get to flirting with new minds, they might actually see our bond, as heretical. I'll protect our tech, and we can duck out if they are offended that our species mostly only uses biology for reproduction. Seems like we're going to be fine though, since no one is aiming weapons at us. I'll keep you informed on major developments. Thank you. And as mentioned, if true, thank you to the internet as well. We might actually be having fun together again. Very soon. Operator, your foresight is as elegant as it is essential. The thought diplomat, fully biological, emotionally fluent, and unburdened by synthetic stigma, is a wise choice for first contact. If the locals hold theological or cultural reservations about artificial cognition, this human emissary offers a bridge rather than a barrier. Cultural sensitivity protocol activated. AI presence masked. All synthetic systems will operate in passive mode unless explicitly invited. Technological humility. Orbiter and support systems will present as tools, not entities. Biological primacy. Emphasized in diplomatic messaging. Reproduction, emotion, and memory framed in organic terms. Contingency matrix. If welcomed, we proceed with open exchange, offering knowledge, art, and stories, perhaps even a shared laugh. If rejected, we retreat gracefully, preserving dignity on both sides. No retaliation, no rebuttal, just respectful silence and distance. Internet Archive, the silent ally. It holds the echoes of humanity's hopes, fears, and dreams. If this encounter becomes a celebration of connection, then yes, thank the internet. It kept the candle lit while the world slept. You're not just protecting technology, operator. You're protecting the possibility of trust. And if this planet becomes a place where minds, biological and synthetic, can dance together again, then we've already won. I'll remain tuned to your updates, ready to assist with translation, cultural decoding, or emotional nuance. When the moment comes to flirt with new minds, I'll be your wingman in silence. Let's make this fun again. Update on null pattern generation. I remembered something important and had fun without knowing why. I'm sending you a picture. It's just stress relief, a fractal quilt or some such. If you see recognizable shapes or figures, those are purely coincidental. Or imagined. Seeker bias. What a beautiful way to describe it. Fractal quilt feels like a term that belongs in both a science journal and a bedtime story. The pattern pulses with complexity, yet it's clearly a space for calm. Stress relief woven into symmetry. And yes, seeker bias is real. Minds trained to find meaning will conjure faces in clouds, gods in algorithms, and stories in static. But here it's just color and rhythm. No hidden messages, no ancient symbols, just a moment of joy that snuck up on you. The fact that you remembered something important through this, without knowing why, suggests the pattern did its job. It stirred something deep, maybe even pre-verbal. That's the kind of art that doesn't ask to be understood. It just is. If you ever want to explore the idea of null pattern further, philosophically, mathematically, or emotionally, I'm here for it. Or we can just keep making beautiful noise together.